Hey everybody, I'm John Schneider and welcome to Community. Now people mostly think I grew up in a very small community somewhere in the South called Hazard County. And you know, it's kind of true. It's kind of true because I grew up understanding and appreciating the value of the communities that we live in, the people that are there, the things that we hold dear. I actually grew up in a little town in New York State called Mount Kisco. In fact, it's so small they called it a village. I remember being on the Little League team that was sponsored by the local sporting goods store. I remember our local hardware store. I remember Fox and Sutherland's where I'd get my little Super 8 movies developed. I remember the one-screen theater. I remember being in my grandfather's annual parade dressed as a clown. He was a volunteer fireman. I remember so many wonderful things about living in a community. Now today we're going to take you to the hometown of a dear friend of mine, Mr. Cody McCarver. We are going directly to Dunlap, Tennessee. Why? Because some wonderful people there have decided to restore a mercantile that was built in 1894. Wait till you get a load of this. Talk about a labor of love. I'm John Schneider. And by the way, I want you to keep looking up and down that street that you live on, because you never know. Any day soon, I might be in your community. You take care and enjoy the show.
I'm Becky Card.
And Louis Card.
And we live in Dunlap, Tennessee, which is my hometown, and we recently purchased the Dunlap Mercantile. It was built in 1894, and as a little girl, I remember it was the place to go to buy your shoes. But I just have a few memories, vague memories of it. And then it closed probably the late 70s, early 80s. And it's just been sitting there all this time.
Recently, I got involved in restoring this old building, which was made in 1894, and originally built the walls in this building in 1894. It was called the Dunlap Mercantile, and I can't imagine what it was like. This is where you came and got your goods. This was the Walmart of its time, and this was Amazon of its time. This is where you got your goods, where you bought your shoes, your pants, your food, everything.
At that time, we had 3 pharmacies in Dunlap. We had 3 grocery stores in Dunlap. We had hardware stores. We had auto supply stores. We just had a lot of mom and pop independent stores. But they're all gone now. I've just felt a strong conviction to come back home and see what we can do to get some of that sense of community back.
My dad went in the Chevrolet business in 1932 and stayed in it for about 65 years before he died. And I always kid, I said, Dad, you didn't have any way to go but up if you went in business in 1932. I can remember downtown Dunlap. I can remember some of the old merchants. I remember Gene Hickson, which is the Western Auto business. We had a Chrysler dealership. We had a Ford dealership, Chevrolet dealership, Chrysler dealership, a John Deere dealership, Massey Ferguson, and a Case at one time in this town.
And then what happened?
Now they're all gone.
So we're going to see what we can do for Dunlap, to get back a sense of community, because we really want the Mercantile to be a historic renovation.
We have been making a difference to this building since October of last year, and we're making a big difference to this building. And hopefully there's going to be more attraction to our town that we need to bring more to our community.
We're trying to bring it back and bring this part of the small town of Dunlap, Tennessee, back to being used, I guess. We have this area doesn't get used. There's some lawyers' offices and things downtown, but it'd be nice to see it hopping again and get back to small town America and community.
And so I know the community feel, and there's so much here that I have seen that as I was raised up. I was raised as a coal miner's daughter, and I see the love between everybody, the love that Becky and Louie has for this community, what they want to do for it.
I met my husband, William Hatfield, across the street at the Old Gerald's restaurant. And it was probably, as well as I remember, it was in the afternoon. And we got to talking. At that time, he was a city policeman in Dunlap. And the police station was right up here past the red light, the first red light here on the, left-hand side. There was a little police station there. And so we got to talking, and later on he asked me for a date, and we got to going together, and we dated for several months or so, and we were married in May of 59 in Murfreesboro at the First Methodist Church.
We only have one picture that I know of that shows the interior of the Mercantile, and there's still some of the things that were in that picture from the early 1900s that we have recovered. And so we hope to put it back and then make it a venue so that we can have a sense of fellowship. We have so many local craftsmen and artists and musicians and authors and all kinds of people that are so talented and gifted in this valley, and we hope to just really bring that back and showcase our town.
Now, I also lived in Los Angeles, and I never quite felt like I fit in. I always missed the small town feel. Now, I suppose we're always going to have the big box stores and the big corporate presence all around the United States, but for me, I really appreciate the Ma and Pa hardware store.
We have a lot of history here with coal mining and Civil War and but really
moonshine.
But our goal is to bring back the local commerce, the small town community, and still see some activity downtown, because it's a beautiful downtown.
It's a great idea to refurbish these old buildings and show them like they used to be, and it's a great idea.
Where the community comes together and sits in here and listens to music. We're going to put a player piano in here. We're going to put a stage in the back corner. We got an original old elevator, maybe the second or third elevator ever in the state of Tennessee. And we're going to be able to have artists come in and sing acoustically on this small stage and be able to lower them down on an elevator onto the stage to come and perform, fill this place full of people to listen. And hopefully there'll be excitement about it when we get finished.
Sequatchie County's always been special. This store, I remember coming here shopping as a kid with my mom, and to get new shoes or clothes, and it's always been a special place. We're excited about the revitalization of this store, about what's going to be here, local items from local people, and it's going to be good. You'll be able to see the folks that actually made the stuff that'll be sold here, and it's going to be opened up to concerts and Bible studies and just all kind of different things, and it's going to cause excitement in downtown Dunlap, and we're excited about being a part of that.
The Ma and Pa soup and sandwich. You ever have a grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup prepared by a grandma who knows what to do, who's still using a cast iron skillet?
My relatives, they farmed and they grew their own livestock, but all of that was for survival. I mean, they were pretty self-sufficient. And this farm that we're on is part of my great-grandfather's farm. And his name was William Anderson Hatfield. So he was named after Devil Lance, which is the Hatfields and the McCoy feud. He was the leader of the Hatfields, and I am a descendant.
I'm Betsy Hatfield. I live in Dunlap, Tennessee. I'm a retired school teacher from Sequatchie County.
My name's Derek Bison, and when I get done with this building, I'm going to find me a good wife.
When you come over one of the mountains, whether it be Signal Mountain or the end of Signal Mountain over 111 or over Signal Mountain over Highway 111 from the other direction from McMinnville, you come to this beautiful valley, and it's a trough down through here, and it's always just beautiful and green. A lot of farms here, and people always just ooh and ah over this great valley. Like a lot of communities, the big box has taken over. She said earlier, they had a lot of mom and pop stores forever and ever. Now it's the big store. It's the Walmart. And there is no grocery store here other than Walmart now. And Walmart's a
great company. But we want to bring some originality back to the town. We want to bring some local fare back here for the whole valley, from one end to the other, and let people show their wares and their crafts, and not not just anything, but quality stuff, and put this valley back on the map. There are 25 cars a minute passing in front of this store. I sit there and count them, and that's no exaggeration. This could be the cutest little bedroom community for Chattanooga that you've ever seen, and it will be, because Chattanooga is exploding like Nashville has. You're 2 hours from Atlanta, Knoxville, Nashville, Birmingham. This is about the most central located area in the country for population-wise.
The Dunlap Mercantile is community. We've been very blessed, and anytime we're always going to have beans and cornbread at the soda fountain, and maybe some mayonnaise and tomato sandwiches in the summer when the tomatoes are so good, and anybody and everybody can come have lunch with us.
I think it's these ma and pa kind of places that have helped form and actually still do help to identify what this great country of ours actually is. If you love all the wonderful down-home things that make your town special, if you miss going into a small hardware store that somehow still seems to have everything and anything you could possibly want, then you are going to love community. I'm John Schneider. Keep looking up and down the street, because you never know when I might wind up in your community. Hang on.